is basically a thin protective layer on any of your paper or canvas artworks that basically protects your original artwork from dust or the color being faded away. Talking about varnish, there are basically two different types of varnish. One is your spray varnish and one is your liquid varnish. So for the liquid varnish, you need to apply it using a brush. So we are not going to discuss about liquid varnish in this video. In this video, we are going to discuss about spray varnish. So I am going to use Camlin's spray varnish, this blue can. So in spray varnish also you have two variants. One is this blue colored spray varnish can, which is basically used for oil and acrylic, and the other one is your brown colored spray varnish can, which is basically used for graphite and charcoal. So if you are a sketch artist and you want to varnish your pencil sketches or graphite or charcoal sketches, pencil color sketches, so use the brown colored can, which is known as the fixative. And if you want to varnish your oil and acrylic paintings or oil pastels or something like that, use this blue colored can, which is known as the varnish.
Since you are going to work with spray varnish, you need to prepare yourself for the same. Tie up your hair to avoid any disturbance while working. Wear a mask. Mask becomes more important when you are using a spray varnish. You can wear any type of mask. Wear gloves. You can wear rubber gloves, but for varnish the plastic ones are also okay. Gloves will protect your skin from any chemical reaction. Choose a well ventilated area for spray varnishing. For liquid varnish it's not that important, but good ventilation is really important for spray varnish. So I'm gonna work here ensuring good passage of use. Always shake the can properly. Hold your artwork in one hand and the spray varnish in another. You can keep the artwork on a flat surface, but it kind of sticks to the surface, hence I'm using it like this. Now apply the spray varnish, keeping the nozzle 30 cm away from the artwork. Apply it evenly from left to right and then coming down. Do not hold the spray at one place for a longer time, otherwise the varnish would be uneven after drying. Keep it in the open for some time. Since it's paper, it will take only 5 to 10 minutes to dry. Some other surfaces take 12 to 24 hours to dry completely. If you wish, you can apply a second coat of varnish, but only after the first layer dries completely. Talking about the results, if you look closely, you can see a very thin shiny layer of varnish over the colored area. Since this is a white paper, I'll show you some bookmarks I made using jelly rolls and varnished them using the same product. You can see a shiny layer of varnish over these bookmarks. This layer protects the jelly rolls from fading away and protects the bookmarks from dust and grease. After applying the spray varnish, you will notice that the paper is hardened a little, which is a good sign, and it will protect your paper from grease. I am going to use Epoch Company's resin and hardener. This resin is meant for art and craft purposes and hence it is non-toxic. I'll mention the Amazon link in the description so you can purchase the same from that link. Now this box contains two containers, a smaller one and a larger container, along with an instruction manual. The instruction manual has all the necessary steps and precautions written on it, so give it a thorough read before planning to work with resin. This box has a net weight of 300 grams, which means 225 grams of resin and 75 grams of hardener. So the smaller container is the hardener and the larger one is the resin. Before starting, make sure that you have all the required material handy, like paper or plastic cups, mixing stick or spoon, wet wipes and the instruction manual. So I am working on this board I had. You can use a newspaper or any such board for pouring resin. Never work on the desk or floor directly without any board. Now the bottles are sealed and I'll use the wooden stick only for removing the seal from the bottles. Make sure to remove the seal using any such stick or spoon that you are not going to use elsewhere. Don't touch the resin or hardener without gloves. So I'll quickly remove the seal from the bottle so that we can start mixing and pouring resin. According to the manual, we are supposed to mix resin and hardener in 3:1 ratio, which means 30 grams of resin and 10 grams of hardener. So I will measure using these cups only and pour some amount of hardener and then add resin, making sure that it is thrice the amount of hardener. So as you can see, the smaller bottle here is the hardener and it is more flowy and liquidy in consistency as compared to the resin. So the resin is more thick in consistency as compared to the hardener. So we'll mix these two in at least 5 minutes as written in the manual. We need to ensure that there are no bubbles in this mixture, and according to the manual we'll have to keep this mixture aside for at least 10 minutes to settle and activate. So we'll mix this mixture slowly, making sure that there are no bubbles in the mixture, scraping the sides as well so that there is no resin settled at the sides or at the bottom. So we'll have to mix this mixture for 5 minutes. According to the manual, we need to keep this mixture aside for 10 minutes. So you can just take a 10-minute break, remove your gloves, and using wet wipes clean the excess resin or hardener. So after 10 minutes, we'll stir the mixture again using the same stick or the spoon, and we are now ready to pour the resin. So I made dot mandala on these CDs on which I'll be pouring the resin mix. Before pouring the resin, keep it on a cup or something that keeps the CD on a higher level than the board. This will help the excess resin to drip off from the sides automatically. Slowly and steadily pour the resin mix over the CD and let it spread automatically. You can use the stick or the spoon to make it even. If you see any bubbles over the resin, use a heat gun or a lighter over it to remove the bubbles. I didn't see any bubbles, hence I didn't use any heat gun on the surface. If there are any spots left blank, pour some more resin and spread it evenly using the spoon or the stick that you have. So I'll spread the mixture evenly on the CD, making sure that there is an even coat of resin on the CD. If you see any blank spots over the CD, you can just pour in the excess resin over it to fill up the spots, and then slide the CD so that it spreads evenly, or you can also use the stick or the spoon that you are using to spread the resin all over the CD evenly. Make sure that there is no excess resin on the sides or on the back side or any other place, because that would dry up or that will stick to the surface. Use a wet wipe or a wet cloth to clean up the excess resin from the cup, from the board or on this CD, and just keep it on a flat surface or on the same higher level surface that you use the cup. And we'll keep this CD to dry for at least 8 hours. This is the result after 8 hours. So you will have to keep the resin coated CDs for at least 8 hours to dry. If you want to pour a second coat, you can do that only after 8 hours. So after 8 hours, there is a very thick and beautiful thick coating of resin on the CDs, which you can definitely touch also. And this is the result after 24 hours. It has been cured for 24 hours, but according to the manual, we'll wait for another 48 hours, that is 2 days, for the best results. So the results do not change visibly after 48 or 72 hours, but it takes 72 hours according to the manual to cure completely. So we'll just leave the resin coating for 3 days to cure completely, but the results will look like this.